Namaste to you all. Hari Om Sarvagurubhyo Namaha. We'll finish off the verses we're doing with Purusha Suktam that completes that creation hymn. Yat Purusham Vedaduhu Katidha Vyakalpayan Mukham Kimasya Kau Bahu Ka Urupada Uchyete Brahmanosya Mukhamasit Bahurajanya Kritaha ऊरो तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं शेष्णोऽध्यौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यागं भूमिर्दिशः श्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागम अकल्पयन् ओम शांति 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 न्यस्तात्मीय परं वरप्रद गुरौ वैराग्य भाग्यो ददौ वेदान्तामृतसारवन्तमनघा श्रीनिवासाद् गुरोः श्रीशैलान्वयकौस्तुभस्य तनयं श्रेयो निधे श्रीनिधेः वन्दे साधुकटाक्षकेलिनिलयं श्रीकृष्णसद्धेशिकम् गीतासु गीता कर्तव्या किमन्यै शास्त्रसङ्ग्रहैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्मात् विनिसृता मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीताम्बसि स्नानं संसारमलनाशनं नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धेः पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः. So yesterday we completed chapter 13. I was just looking back at chapter 13. Look at chapter 13 as like a sandwich. First it talks about kshetra, and verses 5 to 6 in that talks about explaining the basic things about the kshetra. And then 7 to 11 in that talks about how to operate this, how to knowledgeably live in the kshetra, how to wisely live in that. Anything opposed to that is wrong information, ignorance. That's what it says. Then about 6 verses, it talks about kshetragna, and then the interaction between kshetra and kshetragna, and how to realize kshetragna and the benefits of realizing kshetragna. So it's basically all those things are there. So kind of like a sandwich, kshetra and so on, and the kshetragna on the top. In between is how to operate this kshetra, and the benefit of realization of the kshetragna. Knowing how to realize kshetragna and what are the benefits, different ways of realization. That's how we can look at chapter 13 as, even though it is just called kshetragna yoga, it's also a lot of things in between that. I think just like in a sandwich, what is in between is more important than the bottom and the top. That's the operational part of the life. Okay. That's what we call as the Jivana Dharma Yoga. Because yesterday we were talking about liberation, different paths for liberation, but there is also different paths which we can feel liberated right here. Because liberation after life is something, it's a matter of faith. Jivan Mukta is matter of realization. Even a small practice of that, we can feel like it says in chapter 2, Neha Bhikramana Shosti Pratyavayo na Vidyate. Even putting little bit into practice, we can realize a certain amount, taste of liberation. We can get that. Just wanted to say about chapter 13. Actually, it's a beautiful chapter. Chapter 13 is a very good chapter. Before we go to chapter 14, it is about the gunas. I just wanted to briefly go through the verses we talk about guna before we get into chapter 14 itself. Altogether in Bhagavad Gita there are 26 verses where guna is mentioned. And before we start chapter 14, it is mentioned 11 times before that, 10 times in chapter 14. Of course, chapter 14 is about guna, triguna itself, and then few more times after that. So I think I've never done this. Let us see. So these are the verses with Of course, the very first time we see that is in the chapter 2, verse 45, where it says, Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvasto Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. It's the first time it introduced the word Triguna. And here it means the Triguna, Sattva, Raja, and Tamas, and asking Arjuna to go past all of them. Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. So it is. It says Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvasto. Maybe here it is telling that instead of being in all three, just be in the Sattva. Or Sattva may be using it as something different also, not exactly Sattva Guna. So that's the first time we hear that. And then we see it in the chapter 3, verse 27, where it says, Prakrite Kriyamanani Gunai Karmani Sarvashaha Ahankara Vimudatma Kartaha Miti Manyate. Here all actions are driven by the gunas. One who is not aware of that, he thinks I am the one who is doing. Here the gunas could be not just triguna, it could be everything else, all our qualities. Triguna is one of them. Everything else, every aspect of us, guna, we say gunavanta, like that. It includes triguna and everything else. Yeah. Could be like that. And okay, then there is another famous verse, chapter 3, Tattva Vittu Mahabaho Guna Karma Vibhagayoho Guna Guneshu Vartamta Iti Matvana Sajjate. Talks about the relation between guna and karma. Here again, it could be not just triguna, all the properties of us, all the qualities of a given person. And they determine what the action that person will be doing it. That is the relation between guna and karma. So far we saw only one time it is really triguna. In other places it could be just guna in general. Then same way here, Prakriter guna sammudaha sajjante guna karmasu tana krishna vido mandan krishna vidna vishalaya. Here again the same way, those who are fooled by the gunas don't attach to whatever they impact, how they impact them. The wise should not disturb that kind of people who are operating in the realm of gunas only without realizing it is gunas which is making them to act in a particular way. Then in, of course, the chapter 4, we have Chaturvanyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha Tasya Kartaram Ma Vidya Kartaram Avyayam. Here again, the relation between how guna and karma, based on that, the four varnas are defined by the combination of one's guna and whatever that makes him suitable for a particular kind of activity. So that is relation between guna, karma, just like we saw before. Tattva Vittu Mahabaho Guna Karma Vibhagayoho. Here it's the same thing. That relation determines once what that person is more suitable to perform in the society. Here again, a lot of people translate guna as triguna, but we think it includes all qualities of that person. Like fire of guna is property, or fire of guna, the property of a person, guna, is to burn, like that. Property of monkey is to jump, something like that. So it that makes it a suitable for jumping around. Like that. Then chapter 7, it is Tribir Guna Mayair Bhavaihi Ebis Sarvamidan Jagat Mohitam Nabijanati Mamebhya Paramabhyayam. Here it says interaction of three gunas. Here it's clearly talking about the Sattva, Raja, Tamas, how the interplay of that, because of that, the whole world is governed by the interplay between the gunas. But here Daivi Shesha Gunamayi Mamamaya Duratyaya Mamemaye Prapadyante Vayametan Tarantita. It is these gunas which basically making us guna is not the cause of Maya. Guna do not let us to overcome the influence of Maya. Maya is the divine mystery with which the universe comes around. And but gunas interfere in our understanding that to overcome the influence of Maya. Guna is which is all our inherent activities which we are not able to separate. We are engaged in that, and we are not able to they kind of uh, get us involved in something else, and we are not able to overcome the influence of Maya because of the interference of Guna. We are more busy and engaged in that. Um, this happens in our life itself. If we are overwhelmed by our surroundings, we don't think. We are just that's why most discoveries happens in the quieter places. Like Dow Jones average was not discovered on Wall Street. In not on Wall Street, it was discovered in a remote place in Kansas. So of course, Dow Jones means we think Wall Street, right? Like that. Same way, I kind of make fun. The most talkative people in India are Bengalis typically, but they did not they did not invent Toastmasters. Okay. With art of speaking, Toastmasters started in Santa Ana, California, where people, it is not such a busy place. So there they thought the importance of how to talk. But in Bengal, they did not even think it has to be taught like that. So that is we get overwhelmed by gunas. So we miss the whole thing. We don't realize the wheel of Maya. This was in chapter 13. Sarvendriya gunabhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam asaktam sarva bichaiva nirgunam gunabhoktrita. This was when we covered it is how the supreme or the Brahman it supports everything, but it is not influenced by the gunas. Unlike us, uh, the kshetragna is not influenced by that. Even though thus it is beyond the gunas and enjoys them all, but not impacted by the gunas. Prakatim Purushan Chaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavaki Vikaramscha Gunaschaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. Both Prakriti and Purusha are without beginning, and all the changes come for the Prakriti, and nothing happens to the Purusha, and also to the Gunas. Because all the activities we do, if we're not doing the same thing always, they're impacted by different things. All the changes are in that Prakriti and the Guna. Those two are the ones changing, but the Purusha himself is unchanging. Okay. Purusha Prakrististo hi bhunkte Prakritijan gunan karanam guna sangosya sadasadhyoni janmasu. So in associated with Prakriti, Purusha uh, gets entangled. That is what gets attached. As we noticed before in chapter 2, Purusha is or the soul cannot be burned, cannot be split, cannot be withered away, cannot be soaked or drowned, but it can get attached. That is the cause for rebirth, depending on uh, how it is attached. Only when it is not attached, then that is liberation. Depending on what the attachment was, that determines the next Sadasadyoni Janma. So next life is impacted by that, on what we are attached to. If you are not attached at all, there is liberation. If you are attached, depending on what we are attached to, that determines the next stage. एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं प्रकृतिञ्च गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि न स भूयोऽपि जायते. One to understand Purusha, Prakriti, and Guna, how they interact, even though engaged in every activities, just like everybody else, such a person is liberated. Okay, so now we'll stop here. And show then, okay. No, I have to go to another screen. I was wondering how to go. Let's see.
You can just stop sharing, sir, and then you open that window and then share again. That might be easier.
Yeah, how do I stop sharing?
So there will be a small tiny bar.
Here?
Um,
Screen sharing. Okay.
You can just say stop share.
Stop share. Okay. Okay, now I can share again another file. Okay. Very good. You're teaching this old dog some new tricks. Where is that? Not this. You see this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now let us go to chapter 14.
Sir, you could also just type the number there.
No, I think I figured out this is.
That is exactly where we need a software engineer to guide us, sir.
Yeah, almost there. Almost there. Yeah. Okay, so we are in chapter 14 now. Good. Sorry about all that thing. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Parambhuya Pravakshami Nananam Gnanamuttamam Yajnatva Munayas Sarve Param Siddhi Vito Kataha. Now he says that I'm going to tell you more about the supreme wisdom which transcends all knowledge. Nananam Gnanamuttamam. By knowing that Etnatva, knowing that Munayaha, the sages have attained the highest perfection. So that's what he's telling here. He's going to teach some additional more knowledge, which is Nananam Gnanamuttamam. Yeah. Sri Bhagavan Vacha
श्रीभगवानुवाच
Param Bhuya Pravakshyami
परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि
Gnananam Gnanamuttamam
ज्ञानानां ज्ञानमुत्तमम्
Yajnatva Munayas Sarve
यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे
Param Siddhimito Gataha.
परां सिद्धिमितो गताः.
Talks about idam gnanam upashritya mama sadharmyamagataha sargepi nopajayante pralayena vyachanti cha. By knowing this, this contemplating on this wisdom which I'm going to teach you, they have reached my state of being. Those munis he talked about. they remain unaffected by dissolution. By creation, sarga is creation, or pralaya is dissolution. So they are just like the Supreme. They are not impacted by them. By knowing the knowledge he taught them, he's going to teach us also. Idang gnanam upashritya
Idam jnanamupashritya
mama sadharmyamagataha
mama sadharmyamagataha
sargepi nopajayante
sargepi nopajayante
pralayena vyatanti cha.
pralayena vyathanti cha.
He says, Mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadamyaham sambhavas sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. So it is primordial nature. That is, my womb is the primordial nature. From that I give birth to everything. Creatures are born from that. Tasmin garbham dadami aham. Everything sambhava sarva bhutanam sambhavaha. Every being come into existence from that. That's how they are born. Tato bhavati Arjuna, of course. Bharata. That's how they are born. So primordial nature is my womb, in which I plant my seed. And all creatures are born from that. Mama yonir mahad brahma
Mama yonir mahad brahma
tasmin garbham dadhamyaham
tasmin garbham dadhamyaham
sambhavas sarva bhutanam
sambhava sarva bhutanam
tato bhavati bharata.
tato bhavati bharata.
Now he says, Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiyaha tasam brahma mahadyonihi aham bija pradha pitha. So whatever life form, Sarvayoni, whatever life form, Arjuna, they develop in any womb, whatever, it means wherever, whoever, whatever life is born anywhere, the primordial nature is their mother. And I am their seed-giving father. Kind of reiterating the previous verse itself. So whatever life form develops in any womb, Sarva Yonisha Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavanti Yaha, wherever they get born, Tasam Brahma Mahabdyoni, but that is coming, I am the primordial nature, I am the Bija Pradha, I am the father who is planting the seeds, I am the seed-giving father. Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya
Sarva yonishu kaunteya
Murtaya Sambhavantiyaha
murtayat sambhavantiyaha
Tasam Brahma Mahadyonihi
tasam brahma mahadyonihi
Aham Bija Prada Pita.
aham bija pradah pita.
Sattvam Rajastamayiti Gunah Prakati Sambhavaha Nibadnanti Mahabaho Dehe Dehinamavyayam. He is introducing the three gunas here. So Sattva, Raja and Tamas are the three gunas. They are born out of nature. These are all born out of Prakriti Sambhavaha, born out of nature. Nibadnanti of Mahabaho, it's Arjuna, Nibadnanti. So they are the ones bind the imperishable soul. Dehinam. Dehina is the Shretragna, or the soul in the body, and it is that bind the imperishable soul to the body. Which are the Sattva, Raja and Tamas gunas, which are born out of Prakriti. They bind the indwelling Dehi in the Deha. Sattvam Rajastama iti
Tvam rajastama iti
Guda Prakriti Sambhavaha
guna prakriti sambhavaha
Nibadnanti Mahabaho
nibadhanti mahabaho
Dehe Dehinam Avyayam.
dehe dehinamavyayam.
So Avyayam is the imperishable. Dehi is bound by the Trigunas. Like we keep saying that this is the only thing that can inflict the supreme, the soul living, a soul in us. Nothing else can inflict because it is imperishable. Unless there is release from this, will we keep on endlessly. There is rebirth. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakamanamyam sukasangena badnati jnanasangena chanagha. Now we talks about how the sattva binds. The sattva is pure, luminous, nirmalatvat, prakasha, it is luminous, it is pure, nirmala, and free from distress. So, but it is anamayam, it is free from distress. But what that does is free, but binds by attachment to knowledge and comfort. Sukha sangena badnati, gnana sangena chanaga. Both sukha and gnana. So the sattva guna is pure, luminous, and free from distress. But it binds by attachment to knowledge and comfort. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat
Sattvam nirmalatvat
prakashakamanamyam
prakashakamanayam
sukasangena badnati.
sukha sangena badhnati.
Something happened here. Okay. Dana sangena chanaga
Manasangena chanagha
rajo ragatmakam viddhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Now we say how the rajoguna binds. Rajas is marked by passion. It's a source of thirst and anxiety. There is unquenching, relentless activity that is a source of thirst and anxiety. It binds one by attachment to relentless activity because it is Rajas is marked by passion. Your passion and the source of thirst and anxiety. So you're always busy doing something. That's Rajoguna is very active. It binds by attachment to relentless activity. How to get rid of this one? You're able to see that, right? The screen is visible. Okay. The
Yes,
Rajas,
we can see.
yeah, Rajas marked by passion, the source of thirst and anxiety, binds one by attachment to relentless activity. Rajas is keeps you very busy, basically, because you want more and more and more. Like that. Now about tamas. Tamasajnanam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramala pramaadalasya nidrabhihi tannibadnati bharata. So this is the way tamas binds because it means it is born of ignorance. Agnanam vidhi. It is born of ignorance and delusion, mohanam in all the dehis. So it deludes the people and binds them by carelessness, pramada, alasya, lethargy, and sleep, nidra. Those are the things, are the characteristic to the tamas. So it binds one with carelessness, lethargy, and sleep. Tamasat, tamastvajnana vidhi.
Tamastvajnanajam vidhi
Tamaha tu agnanamam vidhi. So mohanam sarvadehinam
mohanan sarvadehinam
pramaadalasya nidrabhihi
pramadalasya nidrabhi
tannibadnati bharata.
tannibadhnati bharata.
Sattvam sukhe sanjayati rajah karmani bharata nanamavritya tu tamaha pramade sanjayatyuta. So it kind of brings back, summarizes sattvam. Sattva brings happiness, sattva. And rajas brings lot of action, karmani. Tamas shrouds knowledge and binds one to laziness. The tamas property is bind us to laziness, rajas to action, and sattvan to nice and happiness. The state of sattva, rajas, and tamas are temporary. All of them are merely different kinds of afflictions, bondages to of the soul. The objective is to go beyond the gunas. So that's what we will talk about in the coming things. Did we do this? Sattvam sukhe sanjayati.
Sattvam sukhe sanjayati.
Rajah karmani bharata.
Rajah karmani bharata.
Nanamavritya tu tamaha.
Jnanamavritya tu tamaha.
Pramade sanjayatyuta.
Pramade sanjayatyuta.
Rajastamascha Sattvam bhavati bharata. Rajas sattvam tamaschaiva. Tamas sattvam rajastata. So how one dominates the other? It says rajas, sattva predominates, subduing rajas. If sattva has to show up, it has to subdue rajas and tamas. If one has to come up, the other two has to be subdued. Rajas prevails by subduing sattva and tamas. And tamas does that by subduing sattva and rajas. So it's very simple to understand. Out of three, if sattva has to be dominating, it has to subdue the other two. Likewise, rajas, when dominate, it has to subdue the other two. Likewise, tamas. So all these things are always there. One is up, one is showing up, other by subduing the other two. Rajas tamas cha vibhuya.
Rajas tamascha
Sattvam bhavati bharata.
Sattvam bhavati bharata.
Rajas sattvam tamaschaiva.
Rajas sattvam tamaschaiva.
Tamas sattvam rajas tatha.
Tamas sattvam rajas tatha.
Sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate gnanam yada tada vidyat vivruddham sattvamityuta. So when the sattva shows or dominates is when the glow of wisdom emanates from all the gates of the body. Sarvadvareshu, in the body, prakasha upajayate. When there is glow of wisdom emanating from all the gates of the body, indeed sattva is dominant. When the gnanam is, then we have to understand vidyat vivruddham sattva michyuta. Then sattva dominate. So when the glow of wisdom emanates from all gates of the body, indeed sattva is dominant. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin.
Sarvadvareshu dehesmin.
Prakasha upajayate.
Prakasha upajayate.
Gnanam yada tada vidyat.
Jnanam yada tada vidyat.
Vivruddham sattvamityuta.
Vivruddham sattvamityuta.
Now how rajas dominate, it said lobha pravrittirarambha karmanama shamaspruha rajasyetani jayante vivruddhe bharatarshabha. Bharatarshabha, of course, Arjuna, when rajas predominates, is how it is governed by greed, vigor, desire, unrest, and constant activity. So when rajas predominates, then a person will be like that. When rajas is in the dominant position, that person will have a lot of greed, very vigorous, full of desire, passion, unrest, and always engaged in activity. Lobha pravrittirarambha.
Lobha pravrittirarambha.
कर्मणामशमः स्पृहा.
कर्मणामशमस्पृहा.
If that person has karmana, there's a lot of karmanam ashamaha. So that person has no, is restless, no shama, ashama. Rajasyetani jayante
रजस्येतानि जायन्ते
vivruddhe paratarshava.
विवृद्धे भरतर्षभ.
Then of course tamas, when it aprakasho pravritrischa pramado moha eva cha tamassetani jayante vivruddhe kurunandana. So now it is darkness. Aprakasha is always in the dark. Then inertness. No pravritti. Pravritti is action. Apravritti is inertness. Inertness, darkness. And then pramada is negligence, carelessness. Moha is delusion. When these things are there, these are predominant, then tamas predominates. So darkness, delusion, lethargy, and negligence arise when tamas is dominant. So those are associated with tamas, those qualities. Aprakasho pravrittischa
प्रकाशो प्रवृत्तिश्च
pramado moha eva cha
प्रमादो मोह एव च.
tamasyetani jayante
तमस्येतानि जायन्ते
vivruddhe kurunandana.
विवृद्धे कुरु नन्दन.
He says, yada sattve pravruddhetu pralayam yati dehabrit tadotamavidam tatotamavidan lokan amalan pratipadyate. He said, when the soul departs the body, when the person is in sattva, when sattva is in the dominant state, the soul attains the pure world of the wise. And depending on the departing time, if whatever is in the ascent, if tattva is dominating, that person attains the pure world of the wise. Still not liberation, attains the pure world of the wise. Yada sattve pravruddhetu
यदा सत्त्वे यदा सत्त्वे प्रवृद्धे तु
pralayam yati dehabrit
प्रलयं याति देहभृत्.
tadotamavidam lokan
तदोत्तमविदान् लोकान्
amalan pratipadyate.
अमलान् प्रतिपद्यते.
Basically, amalan is a pure shining. Tata uttama vidam lokan. Uttama vidam lokan. So that is reaching pure world of the wise. Amalan is pure, and that is world of the uttamas world. Rajasi pralayangatva karma sangishu jayate tata pralinastamasi mudhayonishu jayate. So here, pure world of the wise. Here, departing in the state of rajas, rajasi pralayangatva, one takes birth among those attached to action. Karma sangishu jayate. So end up in the vigorously always engaged in the activity. Likewise, dying in the state of next to that part, lying in the state of tamas, one is born among the deluded. So our depending on when we depart, whether you gone into pure and noble situation, or you will be born in a very family, always engaged in lot of activity, or it will be one for deluded, born among the deluded people. If we live in, if the body is in tamas at the time of departure, rajasi pralayangatva
रजसि प्रलयं गत्वा
karma sangishu jayate
कर्मसङ्गिषु जायते
tata pralinastamasi
तथा प्रलीनस्तमसि
mudha yonishu jayate.
मूढयोनिषु जायते.
So the karmasi is in karma sang, rajasi karma sangisu, tamasi muda yonishu jayate. Karmana sukratasyahu sattvikam nirmalam palam rajasastu palam dukkam agnanam tamasa palam. So here the fruit of sattva, phala, is purity and goodness. Sukrita and sattvika, nirmalam palam for the sattva. The fruit of rajas is pain, full of activity, vigorous. So it's for the end product is pain, and the end product, the fruit of tamas, is ignorance. Agnanam tamasa palam. Palam of tamasa is agnanam. Palam of rajas is dukkham. Palam of sattvam is nirmalam, satvikam, sukritam, all those palam. So, karmana sukritasyahu
कर्मणः सुकृतस्याहुः
satvikam nirmalam palam
सात्विकं निर्मलं फलं.
rajasastu palam dukkham
रजसस्तु फलं दुःखम्.
agnanam tamasa palam.
अज्ञानं तपसः फलम्.
Sattvat sanjayate gnanam rajaso lobha eva cha pramadamoho tamaso bhavato gnanameva cha. So this is what is wisdom is born of sattva. Wisdom is born from sattva. Sattvat sanjayate gnanam. Then rajaso lobha eva cha. Greed is born out of rajas. Because in a vigorous, there is no end to our needs. It's very greed. It comes out of rajas. And out of tamas comes distraction, ignorance, and delusion. You get more things out of tamas, according to this, looks like. With only from sattva, you get wisdom. From rajas, you get greed. Whereas tamas gives us distraction, ignorance, and delusion. More things you get anyway. Sattvat sanjayate gnanam.
सत्त्वात् सञ्जायते ज्ञानं.
Rajaso lobha eva cha.
रजसो लोभ एव च.
Pramadamoho tamaso
प्रमादमोहौ तमसो
bhavato gnanameva cha.
भवतो ज्ञानमेव च.
So I get pramadam, moham, and agnanam from tamas. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastaha madhye tishtanti rajasaha jaganya guna vittasta adho gachanti tamasaha. The people who are in the sattva makes, ones who live in sattva, they advance upwards. Till it's not liberation, the path is advance upwards. Those in the rajas are stuck in the middle. They neither advance, they neither go down, neither go up. Ever caught up in the activity, they are in the middle. Those in the tamas, the lowest state of quality, sink downwards. There is no limit to how low one can sink. So that's what the tamas does. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastaha
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था.
madhye tishtanti rajasaha
मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः.
jaganya gunavrittastha
जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था.
adho gachanti tamasaha.
अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः.
Nanya gunebhya kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param veti madbhavam sodhigacchati. There is the one who has realized the gunas. Now, are the driving force. One who realizes the gunas are the driving force in every activity, and also know what exists beyond gunas, attains my state of being. That is, one who transcends that gunebhyascha param veti. What is beyond gunas. One person, one who understands that, such person attains my state of being. Madbhavam saha adhigacchati. So, nanyang gunebhya kartaram
नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारं
yada drashtanupashyati.
यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति
Gunebhyascha param vetti.
गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति
Madbhavam sodhigacchati.
मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति.
In other words, one attains the supreme state when he realizes that the self is not the cause of action and activities, but it is guna. When he transcends that, attains that state of supreme state, the state of actually state of mind. It's not a real state; it's a state of mind. गुणानेतान् अतीत्यत्रीन् तेहि देहसमुद्भवान् जन्म मृत्युजरा दुःखैः विमुक्तो अमृतमश्नुते. So when one realizes one has got gunatitan, gunanetan atitya, because we have gunatita of these three gunanetan atitya. When one rises above the three gunas, which are associated with the body, he is liberated from birth, death, old age, and pain, and becomes immortal. Basically, is liberated from life. Gunanetan atityatreen.
गुणानेतानतीत्यत्रीन्
Dehi deha samudbhavan.
देही देहसमुद्भवान्
Janma mrityu jara dukkhaihi.
जन्म मृत्युजरा दुःखैः
Vimukto amritamashnute.
विमुक्तो अमृतमश्नुते.
Now Arjuna asks, she said gunatita, but how one becomes gunatita? Arjuna vacha kairlingai strin gunan etan atito bhavati prabho kimachara katanchaitam trin gunan ativartate. So now we ask, just like Stita Prajnasya Kavasha, same way, what are the traits of one who has gone beyond the three gunas? Gunatita. What are his traits? What is his way of life? How does he go beyond the gunas? Very similar to Tita Prajnasya Kavasha, here same way. How does he, what are his traits? The one who has gone beyond the gunas. And how does he live? What is his way of life? How does he go around? How does he attain this, becoming gunatita? Arjuna uvacha
अर्जुन उवाच
kairlingai strin gunan etan. Let's stop the trigunai gunan. Kairlingai strin gunan.
कैर्लिङ्गैः स्त्रीन् गुणान्.
The way it is written here is, maybe we should do the other way. Kairlingai strin gunan etan. We can bring that to this side. Kairlingai strin gunan etan.
कैर्लिङ्गैः स्त्रीन् गुणानेतान्.
Atito bhavati prabho.
अतीतो भवति प्रभो.
Kimachara katanchaitan.
किमाचारः कथं चैतान्.
Trin gunan ativartate.
त्रीन् गुणान् अतिवर्तते.
So then Krishna says how it is. Sri Bhagavan Vacha prakashancha pravrittincha mohamevacha pandava na dveshti sampravrittani na nivrittani kankshati. So that person explains, one who has gone beyond the influence of the gunas is answering how he's not here, but because Arjuna asked, we have to add that one. He's not moved by illumination of sattva. The activity arising from the rajas, he is not moved, or the delusion caused by the tamas. He neither dislikes them when they are there, nor desires them when they are absent. So, in other words, whatever the outcome of sattva, raja with a prakasha, then uh, those things are there, he is not afflicted by that. They will be there. Like he says, is not moved by the prakasham, even when of the sattva, the activity arising from the rajas or the delusion caused by the tamas. They will be there, but he neither likes them nor dislikes them. He is kind of indifferent to them when they are present. When they are not there, also he doesn't desire for them. Whether there or not, he is not afflicted by them. Sri Bhagavanuvacha
श्रीभगवानुवाच
Prakashancha Pravrittincha
प्रकाशम् च प्रवृत्तिम् च
Mohameva cha Pandava
मोहमेव च पाण्डव
Nadveshti Sampravrittani
न द्वेष्टि सम्प्रवृत्तानि
Nanivrittani Kankshati.
न निवृत्तानि काङ्क्षति.
So when the Nivrittani is retired, when they are not there, he doesn't long for them. Oh, what happened is not there. Like that. Udasinavadasino gunairyo na vichalyate gunavartam ta ityeva yovatishtati nengate. So he's udasina, he's indifferent, he's not distracted and he stands firm. Na vichalyate, he's firm. He's never distracted. He stands firm, remains calm, and unaffected by the guna. For he understands how the gunas work. Guna vartanta iti eva. They know this is how the gunas work. We should not be afflicted by that. That's how he thinks. So he is never distracted and he stands firm. He remains calm and unaffected by the gunas, for he understands how the gunas work. Knowing that guna vartanti iti eva, so he is not, is udasina, avadasina, is not impacted by them. Udasin, avadasino,
उदासीनवदासीनो
gunairyo na vichalyate,
गुणैर्यो न विचाल्यते.
guna vartanta ityeva,
गुणा वर्तन्त इत्येवम्
ityeva,
गुणा वर्तन्त इत्येव
yovatishhtati nengate.
योऽवतिष्ठति नेङ्गते.
समदुःखः सुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुसंस्तुतिः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः. So he is equipoised in dukkha and sukha. He is always same towards pleasure and pain. Gold and mud or stone are same. Samaloštashmakanchanaha. Then also priya, pleasant and unpleasant doesn't bother him. And reward and punishment also. Tulya ninda samstuti. Samstuti is praise, ninda is reward, ninda is insult or unpleasant thing. He's same on them, tulya. So basically it's the same towards pleasure and pain. Gold, mud or stone make no difference to him. With the same courage, he faces reward and punishment. Dhira is, here dhira is, that we say with the same courage, bravely faces them. Also the pleasant and the unpleasant. Samadukka sukha swastaha.
समदुःखः सुखः स्वस्थः.
Swasta is always oneself. Swasta is self-contained. Samaloštashmakanchanaha.
समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः.
Tulya priya priyo dhiraha.
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः.
Tulya nindasma samstutihi.
तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः.
So we will stop here. Few more verses are there. We can take it up on Sunday. Actually, we can finish it today. Hari is not there. It's only 3-4 verses are there. We'll finish chapter 14. Manapamanayostulyam tulyo mitraripakshyoh sarvarambha parityagi gunatitas savuchyate. So again, mana, apamana, right? Fame and ill fame. He regards alike praise and criticism, friend and foe, pitra, ari, friend and tulya, mitra, ari, friend and foe, honor and dishonor, and also sarvarambha parityag. He doesn't talk any needless pursuits. He doesn't undertake. He's truly gone beyond the gunas. Mana, when there is no praise and criticism is same for him. Friend and foe is same. Honor and dishonor are same for him. Mana, apamana is same. And he doesn't do unnecessary thing, doesn't initiate activities which are needless, no needless pursuits. He has truly gone beyond the gunas. So, manavamanayostulyah
मानावमानयोस्तुल्यः
tulyo mitraripakshayoh
तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः
sarvarambha parityagi
सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी
gunatitas sa uchyate.
गुणातीतः स उच्यते
Manchayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaithan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So here is one who sincerely worships me. Always Krishna gives that something to latch on to him in every chapter. Here again, the one who sincerely worships me through the path of devotion, bhakti yogena sevate, crosses the barriers of guna and is ready to attain Brahma. Sagunan samatityaitan Brahma bhuyaya kalpate, ready to attain Brahman. So avyabhicharena, unwaveringly, one who does that unwaveringly in the bhakti yogas, then he is able to transcend the barriers of guna and is ready to attain Brahman. Manchayoravyabhicharena
माञ्च यो व्यभिचारेण
bhakti yogena sevate
भक्तियोगेन सेवते
sagunan samatityaitan
सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान्
Brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते
Brahmano hi pratishthaham amrtasyavyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukasya ikantikasya cha. So here he is telling, for I am the Brahman. Brahmano hi pratishtha I am the Brahman, the immortal, amritasya, avyayasya cha, I am imperishable, shashvatasya cha, eternal, I am the eternal dharma. Then I am the absolute sukasya ikantikasya cha. He says, why? Resorting to me, you get all that benefit because I am the Brahman, I am the immortal, I am imperishable, I am the eternal dharma and the absolute bliss. Brahmano hi pratishtaham
ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम्
amritasya vyayasya cha
अमृतस्याव्ययस्य च
shashvatasya cha dharmasya
शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य
sukasya ikantikasya cha.
सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च
You're kind of amritasya avyayasya. That's amritasya vyayasya cha. Amritasya avyayasya. Okay, I think that completes it. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita So Upanishatsu
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु
Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre
ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे
Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade
श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे
गुणत्रयविभागयोगो नाम
गुणत्रयविभागयोगो नाम
चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः.
चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः.
So if there are any questions on this, we can take it up on Sunday. So this is quite straightforward chapter. So we will stop here. It's almost 10:30. So sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet, yato dharmas tata krishnah